So today, we're going to dive into what looks like a simple kid's story about a bear cub named Barnaby. But trust me, hiding underneath all the fluff is this really powerful lesson about where our true strength actually comes from.
But before we get into it, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you've lost your roar? You know, maybe it's your confidence, your voice in a big meeting, or just that spark that makes you feel like, well, you. Just hang on to that feeling as we walk through Barnaby's journey.
Okay, so let's meet our main character, Barnaby. He's this happy-go-lucky bear cub, and his entire world, his whole identity, is wrapped up in his amazing, mighty roar. But, as you can probably guess, he's about to face a crisis that's going to shake him to his very core.
And boom, this is it, the moment it all goes sideways. One morning he wakes up, goes to let out his big happy roar, and all that comes out is this tiny, embarrassing meep. Just like that, his signature move, the thing that makes him a bear, is just gone.
Now, I love how the story frames this. This isn't just a small problem for him. It says a bear without a roar is like a bee without a buzz. It's a total loss of purpose. You can just imagine how horrified he is.
So, completely panicked, Barnaby runs to his mentor, the wise old Professor Hoot. You know, every good story needs a guide, and Professor Hoot is about to drop the single most important piece of wisdom in this entire explainer.
The professor tells him something really deep. He says, a roar isn't just a sound. It comes from courage and belief in yourself. See, the answer isn't out there somewhere. It's not about his throat. It's about his heart. But of course, like pretty much all of us, Barnaby doesn't really get it. Not yet, anyway.
And this is where Barnaby's search begins. And it's totally flawed. He heard the advice, but he's still thinking the fix has to be external. He's looking for a shortcut.
So what does he do? He starts copying everyone else. He tries to hiss like a snake, sing like a bluebird, he even tries grunting like a pig. I mean, this is that classic trap, right? When we feel like we're not enough, we look at what other people are doing and we try to copy them, hoping their magic will rub off on us.
And the result of all this? Complete and total failure. He literally gets laughed at by butterflies and ends up with a nose full of mud. It's a great little picture of how trying to be something you're not is usually pointless and, yeah, kind of embarrassing.
Okay, so trying to be someone else was a total bust. Barnaby is feeling lost, he's voiceless, but now the story throws a real crisis at him. A real test is coming that's going to force him to stop looking out there for answers and finally look inside. And just like that, things get really dramatic. A huge storm rolls in. The wind starts howling. The whole vibe just got dangerous. You can feel the stakes getting higher. But then, through all that noise, he hears something. A tiny little cry for help. This is the trigger. And notice how his focus is instantly pulled away from his own little problem.
And here's the challenge. A terrified little kitten stuck on a slippery branch that's about to break, hanging right over a raging stream. This isn't a theoretical problem about his voice anymore. This is a life or death situation and it needs action now.
All right, this is it. We're at the climax of the story. This is the moment where Barnaby's true character is going to be revealed. Not by practicing or by copying someone else, but through one single selfless act.
And here is the absolute turning point. In that instant, he completely forgets about himself. His squeaky voice, his worries, his insecurities, it all just disappears. The only thing in the entire world that matters is saving that kitten.
He doesn't even hesitate. He scrambles up that dangerous tree, reaches out his paw, and pulls the kitten to safety. See, this isn't a performance. It's pure instinctual bravery, and it's all driven by compassion. He isn't trying to be brave. In that moment, he just is.
And then it happens. After the rescue, with the kitten safe and sound, he feels this incredible warmth and strength just bubble up inside him. And a massive, earth-shaking roar just erupts out of him, completely on its own. He didn't force it, he earned it.
So, what's the big takeaway here? Barnaby's whole journey wasn't really about finding a sound, it was about finding his courage. Let's really break down what that means.
And of course, Professor Hoot comes back to just hit the nail on the head. Your roar was never lost, he says. It was just waiting for your courage to set it free. It was never gone. It was just locked away. And the key wasn't some magic sound. It was an action. It was his courage.
So what does this mean for us? Well, it kind of boils down to three big ideas. First, real strength isn't something you can copy from someone else. It's something you have to discover inside yourself. Second, a lot of the time, that discovery happens when we act for someone else, when we focus on a goal that's bigger than our own fears.
And last, your true voice, your roar. It's not powered by your lungs, it's powered by your heart.
And this just wraps it all up so perfectly. He doesn't just get his roar back, he gets a whole new identity. He's not Barnaby the bear with the squeaky voice anymore. He's Barnaby the brave. He's defined now by his inner strength, not by an external sound.
And that, of course, brings us all the way back to you. What this story seems to be saying is that our greatest strengths are often hiding right behind our biggest fears. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what challenge out there, big or small, might just be waiting to unlock your roar?